All right, we are back in action here on the Slice, covering the ATP Tour. We have a ATP 500 in Vienna, the Erst Bank Open, which it's right now, it's up in the air. We might get a press pass to go to the virtual press conferences to give you guys the updates, which will be awesome. But we got Novak Djokovic there trying to secure the year-end number one, but he's got a very tough draw to do it. He said it's one of the toughest ATP 500s he or we've ever seen. So that's pretty crazy. We're going to take a look at the few tournaments that have happened in the last couple weeks and break down the unbelievable first round matches that are going to be at the Erst Bank Open. Lots to get into. Welcome back to The Slice.
That's so I don't have many bagels.
Welcome to The Slice.
Welcome to The Slice.
Welcome to The Slice.
Well, folks, thank you for being here as always. So after the aftermath of the U.S. Open, French Open doubleheader, we saw Dominic Thiem get his first major, and then we saw Rafa just absolutely smack down Djokovic in the final of the French Open, tying Federer's 20 slams. Just been a lot of action. After that, as some of you know, Goldwolf was so elated. One of our biggest trolls turned fans, turned Patreon subscribers. Hello, everyone, get on the Patreon link below. He decided to give 10 of these It's Bagel Time mugs away just because he was so happy. And Rafa did distribute a bagel to Djokovic. So those are in the mail. A lot of you have already gotten them. Thank you guys so much for the continued support. Obviously, like and subscribe. Check out our sponsors. Womo Sport, the best tennis gear on the market. Made in the USA. Those two terms usually don't go together, but it's true now. You can get it. Use our code 10% off. Courtside Sports, if you want to buy any of the new rackets that just came out, you can buy it from there. 10% off, and if you're in Canada, free shipping. It's a no-brainer. Thank you for supporting our sponsors because that supports The Slice so we can give you the news. So what's happening in the news? We got the Erst Bank Open coming up in Vienna. It's an ATP 500. The schedule is all turned around anyways, but this field is just looking absolutely unreal. We got Djokovic back in action. I was just reading on ATPtour.com that he decided to skip the Paris Masters, which is upcoming, just to play Vienna, because then he locks in the year-end world number one ranking. So that's obviously a massive goal for him. He's stated more outrightly now that he obviously wants to take over the all-time weeks at number one, which he probably will do come March. And he obviously wants to get to eventually be the number one with the most slams, which is a little bit further away. So I like that. You know, he's always been the guy who wants to be known as the greatest of all time. A lot of people debate if that will ever happen, but I love when people try and go and exude greatness. That's why these three have dominated so much, Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, because they don't just want to win and be rich and have money and be famous. They want to be great, and that's what we've seen them do, obviously. So let's take a look at this draw. But first, let's take a look at the winners from the last 2 weeks. We got Hugo Humbert, guy I really like watching. We saw him in Delray Beach. He gave us a little love. Shared our Instagram story, I think, on his thing. He's a cool customer, though. From France, 22 years old. He just won his second title of the year today in Antwerp, beating De Minaur in the final. Old De Minaur's had some unlucky final experiences, if I'm not mistaken. But Hugo Humbert, I think he's got a serious game. He's going to be big time in the future. And he's already big time. He's won 2 ATP tournaments this year. So that's crazy. So good for him. I'm excited to see what he can do. He's in my list of top 10 players of the future, and he's proving me right so far. We got Alexander Zverev, won last week in Cologne, and they had like 2 back-to-back tournaments with people sitting on mattresses all around it. Zverev, he's up like 2 sets and like 2 breaks to Schwartzman at the time of filming, so I'm going to assume that he won. We're actually going to take a quick look at that. He did win just in 6-2, 6-1 over Diego Schwartzman. Alexander Zverev is just continuing to play well, so good for him. That's all good. Also, side note, our friend of the show, Holger Rune, who is obviously former junior world number one, did an interview with us. He is a wild card into the Marbella Challenger this week in Spain, which is awesome. So we're cheering him on. You go and get it, my man. Anyways, we got the Erst Bank 500 here. Hoping to get virtual media pass to it. Literally emailing with the guy back and forth. We're in the trenches. The Slice is in the trenches for you. We're taking the fans to the front lines. Speaking of the front row show, we're having a video come out. We'll get some videos going this week. And if we do get a pass, we will be answering questions. We'll get questions from the people on the front row, the Patreon show. If you want your questions answered, we'll take them and ask them to the pros in Vienna. Could be Dominic Thiem, could be Djokovic, could be any of them. Join the front row show as much, $1, $2, $3 a month, however much you want. join the fun. The draw is looking absolutely crazy. So we're going to take a look at Djokovic's. So Djokovic, first round, could play his compatriot, Filip Krajinovic, who is very good. He's been playing unreal tennis lately. Krajinovic actually did beat him at the Adria Tour. Rest in peace, Adria Tour. And then in the second round, he could play either Coric or Fritz. Obviously, two dangerous customers. In the quarterfinal, he could play Schwartzman or Hurkacz. In semifinals, Shapo or Tsitsipas. And then in the finals, obviously, Dominic Thiem, Wawrinka, Auger-Aliassime, Monfils, any of these guys. I think the only player, Medvedev's had an absolute horrific time on clay, but he's an absolute killer on hardcourt. So you'd be remiss to think that he won't do any damage here. So just to show how tough this tournament, though, is, let's take a look at just a lot of these first-round matches. Djokovic versus Krajinovic, crazy matchup. Tough. Coric Fritz, great matchup. Hurkacz, I don't even know how to say that guy's name. That's not a great one. Lajovic versus Schwartzman, it's juicy. We got Tsitsipas versus Struff, also juicy. We got Dan Evans versus Alizé Bedane. I probably mutilated that name. Sorry about that. Then we got Gael Monfils versus Karen Busta, and then we got Dennis Novak versus Kevin Anderson. Felix Auger-Aliassime versus Vasek Pospisil. How do the Canadians always get matched up together? It's ridiculous. We got De Minaur versus Daniil Medvedev. It's just going to be tiring watching that. And then we got Andrei Rublev versus Gombos. Could be good. We got Casper Ruud versus Jannik Sinner. Could you ask for a more, with the players in the next gen, the two hotter players? Find me two hotter players than Jannik Sinner and Casper Ruud. Maybe you might want to throw Hugo Humbert in there, who's not in this draw, I just realized. Then we got Christian Garin versus Stan Wawrinka. Crazy. Kei Nishikori versus Dominic Thiem. Yes, folks, that is the first round. It's awesome. It's going to be so much fun. The timing works out pretty good here. They're in Europe. I'm on the west coast of North America. Great time. It's going to be in the morning, the matches. So we're loving it. The best matches that I think are going to be in the first round, I think Krajinovic versus Djokovic could be good. It's obviously sick to watch because Djokovic is playing. Obviously, Kei Nishikori versus Dominic Thiem could be great. Dominic Thiem's home tournament, I'm pretty sure he's defending champion. Casper Ruud versus Jannik Sinner's must watch. Pospisil versus Aliassime's must watch. Oh, we forgot Dimitrov versus Khachanov. Yeah, crazy. Just too many matches. I don't even know what to think here. So we got potential semifinals would be Shapovalov or Tsitsipas versus Djokovic. That could be money. And then Thiem versus Gael Monfils. Probably not. More like Daniil Medvedev. I'd rather see that. So there's lots of great star power here at the Vienna, at the Erst Bank Open. I'm going to be watching it all week. We'll probably give you guys a quarterfinal or a semifinal update. But what do you think Djokovic's chances are of winning this tournament and securing the year-end number one? I heard he only actually has to win 2 matches here to secure it, but I'm not sure. I couldn't find the answer, even though I did look. People are like, aren't you the reporter, Steven? How do you expect us to find the answer when you can't even find it? Well, because you have more skills than me, probably. So check it out. Let me know. I don't know. What do you think his chances are of winning this tournament? I think they're pretty high. Obviously, he's the best player in the draw, but it is a tough draw. So I don't know. Let me know. We'll see you in the comment section below. Go onto the website. Get yourself an It's Bagel Time mug. Check out Womo Sport. Check out Courtside Sports. The links are all below. Thank you guys for the support. We'll see you very soon here on The Slice.